To call mom in Chinese, we say 妈妈, mom. 妈妈, mama. It sounds similar to mama or mommy in English, right? Let's try it. Great. Mama. Ooh, looks like it's time for another Mandarin secret. The hint of this secret is mom versus horse. That's an interesting one. This secret is actually similar to another one that we saw earlier. Do you remember how we said speaking Mandarin is a lot like singing? Because the Chinese language has tones, just like musical notes. These tones are quite important, so let's take a closer look at the 4 tones we learned last time. The first tone, 一声, is a high flat tone. It sounds like this. Da. In English, we use a similar tone when we say The second tone, 二声, has a rising tone, so you might notice a slight tilt of your head upwards when you say this tone. It sounds like this. Da. It's similar to when we say what in English. The third tone, 三声, is a little trickier. It follows a checkmark sign by falling down first before going back up. It sounds like this. Da. In English, we use a similar tone when we say, well. The fourth tone, 四声, has a falling tone. It sounds so heavy that it must fall to the ground. It sounds like this. Da. And yes, we have something similar in English, and it is my kid's favorite word. No. So why are tones important? Well, do you remember how to say mom in Chinese? Mama, which has the first flat tone. But if you're not careful and you end up using the third tone, ma, you will be calling your mom a horse. Yikes! Don't worry, we'll practice many times so we don't end up upsetting our moms. Next, let's learn to say dad in Mandarin. 爸爸, dad. 爸爸, 爸爸. If you think dad sounds a little like the number 8, 八, you'd be totally right. They have the same sound, but the number 八 has the first flat tone, whereas 爸爸 has the fourth falling tone. 爸爸. Now you try it. Fantastic. 爸爸. That's how we call moms and dads. But there are lots of moms and dads in the world. So we better learn to tell people which one is ours. 我的妈妈, my mom. 我的爸爸, my dad. You already know 我, which means me. And you know mama means mom, while 爸爸 means dad. The new character, 的, is the Chinese word we use to tell a friend that something belongs to us. For example, 我的 means mine. 你的 means yours. 他的 means his or hers. 小天的 means belonging to 小天. Let's practice. 我的妈妈, my mom. 我的妈妈, 我的妈妈. Can we try that together? Fantastic. Now let's try saying your dad. 你的爸爸, your dad. 你的 爸爸，你的爸爸。Let's try it. Great job. 你的爸爸。To ask who is this in Chinese, we say 这是谁? Who is this? 这是谁? 这是谁? Can you try it? Great. 这是谁? Now that works for someone near to us, but for someone who is further away from us, we say 那是谁? Who is that? 那是谁? 那是谁? Can you try it? Wonderful. 那是谁? 这是谁? 那是谁? Let's compare the two sentences. Both of them end with the character say, which means who. If you look closer, the only difference between 这是谁 and 那是谁 is the first character, 这 and 那. We use 这 for people or things closer to us, and we use 那 for people or things further away from us, similar to the way we use this and that in English. Let's try a few sentences together. 这是谁? 这是小天。小天几岁？小天8岁。那是谁？那是小天的妈妈。小天的妈妈几岁？小天的妈妈38岁。Fantastic! Do you remember how we use the word 的 to mean belonging to someone or something? Well, we can add it to this sentence as well. 这是谁的? Whose is this? 这是我的. This is mine. 那是谁的? Whose is that? 那是他的. That is his. Good job. Let's try a few more. 这是谁的小猫? 这是花花的小猫。小猫几岁？小猫5岁。那是谁的小狗？那是小天的小狗。小狗几岁？小狗3岁。To say big in Chinese, we say 大。大。大。Can you try it? Good job. 大。To say small in Chinese, we say 小。小。小。小。Now you try it. Good work, 小. Okay, let's go back to our doggies. 大狗。小狗。Let's try to look at different animals. 大牛。小牛。大猴子。小猴子。大山羊。小山羊。To say person in Chinese, we say 人。人。人。 Can you try it? Great job. 人. Let's write it. But to help us write it, let's reveal a Mandarin secret first. The hint of this secret is pictures. Have you ever wondered where Mandarin words came from? A long, long time ago, before people could write, they drew pictures. Over time, the pictures became simpler and simpler until they became the words we know of today. The Chinese characters formed this way are called 象形字, or picture characters. 人 happens to be one of those characters. It started out as a picture of a person with the head on top and two legs, almost like he's walking. To write it, we start at the top with a stroke that curves to the left. That gives us the person's head and left leg. Then we draw another stroke that slants to the right to give us a right leg. And that's it. Now you try it. Great, we're all 人, but we're not all the same. Some of us are bigger and some of us are smaller. Do you remember the words for big and small? That's right, we use the words 大, 小. How do you think we call big people in Chinese? If you guessed 大人, you're right. In Mandarin, we call grown-ups 大人, big person. 大人, 大人. Now you try it. Great. 大人. If we call grown-ups like me 大人, do we call kids 小人? No, that's not right. 小人 does not mean children. It actually means someone not very nice. For children, we use the special character 孩. 小孩, little child. 小孩, 小孩. Now you try it. Fantastic. 小孩. Now you can say 大人 and 小孩 in Chinese. The character for female in Mandarin is 女. 女, female. 女, 女. This character can be a bit difficult to pronounce. It sounds a bit like a crossover between nu and ni. 女, 女. Now you try it. Great job. 女. Next, let's learn the word for males. 男, male. 男, 男. You try it. Perfect. 男. Do you remember how we say person in Chinese? Yep. 人. What happens when we combine these two characters? 男人. We have a man. What if we were to combine 女人? That's right. That means a woman. Let's practice saying them. I'll say them twice first, and then you try it. 男人, 女人. 男人, 女人. Your turn. Fantastic. 男人, 女人. I think you're ready for an even harder challenge. Do you remember the Chinese word for children? You're right. 孩. So boys in Mandarin are called 男孩 and girls are called 女孩. I'll say them twice and then we'll try them together. 男孩女孩男孩女孩. Now you try. Great. 男孩女孩